right, so today we're diving into something pretty fascinating, something really mysterious in American history.
Oh, yeah, this is a big one.
It's the story of the Nation of Islam, but more specifically, the man who started it all and then just vanished.
Yeah, Wallace Muhammad. Like, where did he even come from? And where did he go? It's wild.
So that's what we're going to try to figure out today. Who was this guy? What was his deal?
We'll dig into what we know, what we don't know, and all the different theories out there.
Exactly. Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a ride. Okay, so picture this. Detroit, 1930, right in the middle of the Great Depression.
Not an easy time to be around, especially for African Americans facing, all that discrimination.
And then, boom, this guy calling himself Wallace D. Muhammad shows up, starts preaching this new version of Islam.
It was definitely unique, tailored specifically to Black Americans.
He's talking about self-reliance, empowerment, and get this, he's claiming that African Americans are the original people of the earth.
Talk about a powerful message, especially in that context. You can imagine how that resonated with people who were, really struggling and looking for answers.
Yeah, it's like imagine hearing that at a time when, society is telling you you're less than, that you're, at the bottom of the ladder.
Right. And suddenly here's this guy saying, no, you're descended from greatness. You have this incredible legacy.
So obviously people start listening.
Right.
But here's the thing. We know so little about Fard Muhammad himself. His past is a total blank slate.
It really is. It's like he just appeared out of thin air. There are stories that say he was born in Mecca, but others say he was born in the U.S. We just don't know for sure.
It makes you wonder, right? Was Wallace D. Fard Muhammad even his real name?
Totally. It could have easily been an alias, especially if he was trying to create this larger-than-life persona.
Like a prophet-type figure?
Exactly. And that ambiguity, not knowing his true identity, that just adds to the mystery.
And it's not like he settled down anywhere before Detroit either. He was always on the move.
Right. It's like he was intentionally trying to stay under the radar. Hard to trace a guy who's constantly moving.
So we might not know much about his background, but we know the message he preached was powerful. What were the main things he was teaching?
Well, like you said, he was pushing this idea of Black empowerment, saying that Black people were the original people, that they had this rich history and culture.
And it wasn't just about the past, right? He was also talking about the future.
Oh, yeah. He was definitely calling for change. He wanted Black people to be self-sufficient, to build their own businesses, and to basically create their own society.
Like a separate nation.
Exactly. He called it the Nation of Islam. He had this vision of a Black community that was totally independent, free from the oppression they were facing.
And that message really caught on. People were drawn to it. And that's how the Nation of Islam was born.
Right. It became this organized movement. People were coming together, finding strength in his teachings, and working to create this new society.
But then, just as quickly as he appeared, Fard Muhammad vanished. It's 1934, and poof, he's gone.
Yeah, and we have absolutely no idea what happened to him.
There are a lot of theories, though, right?
Oh, tons. Some people think he was arrested by the authorities. Others think he was assassinated, maybe by people who saw him as a threat.
There's also the theory that he faked his own death and went into hiding.
Right. Maybe he felt like his work was done and it was time for him to disappear, like a mystical, passing the torch kind of thing.
It's interesting because when Elijah Muhammad took over the Nation of Islam, he told everyone that Fard had ascended to a higher realm.
Yeah, basically saying he was like a divine being who had completed his mission on Earth. But of course, there's no proof of that.
There are even more, I guess you could say, out there theories.
Oh, yeah. Like some people think he might have been involved in espionage or something. Like maybe he was a secret agent.
That's pretty wild.
It is. But hey, with a mystery this big, you're going to get all sorts of speculation.
The bottom line is, we just don't know. And we probably never will.
Sadly, yeah. But it's amazing to think that even with this huge question mark hanging over him, his teachings continue to inspire people.
Absolutely. The Nation of Islam kept growing under Elijah Muhammad, and then you have figures like Malcolm X and Louis Farrakhan, who became huge voices in the fight for Black empowerment.
It's like the mystery of Fard's disappearance became part of the Nation of Islam's story. It added to the intrigue.
But it made him even more legendary.
Right. People could project their own beliefs and interpretations onto him. Was he a prophet, a revolutionary, something else entirely? We just don't know.
And maybe that's part of the point.
Maybe. It definitely makes you think about the power of belief, the power of a story, even when the details are uncertain.
Well said. So we started with this mysterious figure arriving in Detroit, preaching a powerful message of Black empowerment.
And then, just as quickly as he came, he vanishes, leaving behind a legacy that continues to this day.
And that's the story of Wallace D. Fard Muhammad. It's a reminder that sometimes the biggest mysteries are the ones that shape history.
And it makes you wonder, what is it about these unsolved mysteries that captivates us? Why are we so drawn to them?
I think it's because they tap into something fundamental in us, this need to understand our origins, to make sense of the world.
Even when there are no easy answers.
Exactly. So next time you hear about a historical figure shrouded in mystery, think about Wallace Fard Muhammad and the enduring power of the unknown. Thanks for listening.
It's been a pleasure.